Here are all the agencies that federal workers are being fired from, and here's how it affects us. The Department of Education, Department of Homeland Security. More than 400 employees at the Department of Homeland Security have had their positions eliminated, official says. Over the half of the cuts were in FEMA, while there's people actively still recovering from disasters. Please make it make sense. In addition to the cuts at FEMA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency lost 130 staffers. The Department of Energy, roughly 2,000 people have been fired from the Department of Energy, including the National Nuclear Security Administration. Please make it make sense. There's no consideration for the mission. There is no consideration for whether or not the position is critical, one of the officials said. The United States Agency for International Development. More than 10,000 staffers have been placed on leave. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Department of Veteran Affairs, more than 1,000 Department of Veterans Affairs employees have been dismissed from their roles. The Department of Agriculture. The Department of Interior, about 2,300 people have been fired from the Department of Interior. Approximately 800 of those terminations were reportedly from the Bureau of Land Management. Another 1,000 workers were fired from the National Park Service. The Office of Personal Management. About 200 probationary employees were told that they were being fired in a pre-recorded message that instructed them to gather your personal belongings and exit the premises. Come on, fam. The General Services Administration has had its staff reduced, reporting more than 100 people that were laid off. The Small Business Administration, about 720 employees at the Small Business Administration have lost their jobs. I don't care where you stand politically, these removals affect us. Not to mention the thousands of people that lost their job. And all we see is the dumb talking point in the internet talk about it's wasteful spending. He's really trying to cut. No, he's not. These are vital services that we all need, especially for the VA. What's going to happen when all those veterans who worked hard to protect our country do not get their checks due to the people that aren't replaced in their roles? Again, for those people who think that this is fear mongering, no, this is read mongering, meaning read this information and see how it affects you. Stop trying to point the finger and say, no, it's this, it's that. And instead of arguing, do your research on those agencies and ask yourself, how do those cuts affect you and what you need for your family? Please stop with the political nonsense on the internet. These are vital services, and thousands of people don't have a job and they don't know where they're going to get their next paycheck. That's a problem.